900 or FirestoneInsurance.net. Doing what is right for the customer. Finding the most affordable rates while making sure there are no coverage gaps so you are fully protected from the unforeseen.
Casey's Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown and owned by the Vernon family, wants you to know they have new hours. Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come on into Casey's and check out their new menu ideas and entrees. They can also cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126. Casey's, the best in Fayette County. When you need notary services, trust the best. Sandy Howell Notary Services, back-to-back gold medal winner for Best Notary in Fayette County. They're here for you with extended hours to fit your schedule. Sandy Howell's also the 2025 gold medal winner for Best Title Company. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 8:30, and Saturdays, 9 to 5. Call 724-564-8955 today for Sandy Howell Notary Services, where excellence is signed and sealed.
Take the fact.
Need to get to work? Run errands? See a doctor? Fact connects Fayette County. Ride our convenient routes through Uniontown, Connellsville, Brownsville, even to Pittsburgh. Seniors 65 and older ride free on fixed routes. People with disabilities get big savings, and Medicaid recipients can ride to medical appointments at no cost through our shared ride and paratransit services. Find out if you qualify today. Call 724-628-RIDE or visit factbus.com. Fact. Your ride, your independence.
Your local station, WMBS.
Good morning, and welcome to another Saturday edition of the Sportsline, being brought to you this morning by my good buddy Tom Vernon and Casey Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9 and Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out, enjoy fine dining and a round of golf. Phone 724-439-2150, located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. George Von Benko with you on a bit of an overcast Saturday morning, but the weather's not going to be too bad. Huge football weekend in Pittsburgh. Pitt Notre Dame today at noon, tomorrow Steelers Bengals. And we're going to talk some football on the show today. My usual Steeler interviews with starting right tackle Troy Faltano for the offense, and of course, star outside linebacker TJ Watt for the defense. That's coming up a little bit later. It is a big day in college football, and to that end, in hour number 2, one of my favorite guests, college football guru, longtime writer and editor for college football, Mike Huguenin. Mike Huguenin will join me to talk college football at 11:30. And, of course, your phone calls. Love to hear from you on a variety of subjects. We have one line open if you want to jump in, 724-438-4593. That's the number to call. That's the Uniontown, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. That's 724-438-4593. All right, let's get to the scoreboard today. First of all, in high school football action, WPIAL Class 5A semifinals in the playoffs. Peters Township over Upper St. Clair, 31-6. Pine Richland beats Moon, 34-24. Class 3A playoffs semifinals. Avonworth, the Antelopes over North Catholic, 44-24. Imani Christian shuts out Central Valley, 48-0. WPIAL Class 2A playoff semifinals. Seton LaSalle over Washington, 27-19. Steel Valley beats Western Beaver, 34-7. And WPIAL Class 1A semifinal playoff action. Clairton Bears down Bishop Canavan, 42-22, and Laurel gets by Fort Cherry, 24-10. 14. In the Class 1A District 5 through 8 playoffs, regional championship, Westinghouse out of the City League shuts out Myersdale 44-0. Turning our attention to the NHL. The Penguins were in Sweden yesterday, lost the first game of the Global Series against Nashville. They'll play tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. in Game 2 of that series. But Nashville nips the Penguins 2-1. Carolina Hurricanes beat Vancouver 4-3. Philadelphia Flyers in a shootout down the St. Louis Blues 6-5. And the New York Islanders get by Utah 3-2. In the NBA, Orlando Magic 105, Brooklyn Nets 98. New York Knicks beat Miami 140-132. Detroit Pistons take the Philadelphia 76ers 114-105. Minnesota 124, Sacramento 110. Milwaukee Bucks beat the Charlotte Hornets 147-134. Houston 140, Portland 116. LA Lakers 118, New Orleans 104. LA Clippers beat Dallas 133-127. And the Golden State Warriors down the Memphis Grizzlies 109-108. So that is a look at the scoreboard. Very quickly, sports obituaries, and both come from the basketball world. Michael Ray Richardson, a star basketball player at Manual High in the 1970s and later four-time NBA All-Star, died of cancer on Tuesday at age 70. Richardson played for the New York Knicks, Golden State Warriors, and New Jersey Nets before receiving a lifetime ban from the NBA for drug use. Richardson was born in Texas but graduated from Denver's Manual High School in 1974. He was a member of Manual's 1972 state championship team, was recruited by Judd Heathcote to play at the University of Montana. Richardson earned the nickname Sugar, and he led the NBA in steals 3 times, was assist leader in 1980. He was named the NBA Comeback Player of the Year in 1985 after missing nearly half the previous season while serving in drug rehab, and he was the number 4 overall pick in the 78 NBA draft. Richardson also served as a community ambassador with the Nuggets in Denver. Richardson, in February of 1986, was banned for life from the NBA for violating the association's drug policy 3 times. He played overseas in Italy, Croatia, France, and Israel after the NBA ban. He reportedly was living in Oklahoma at the time of his death. Also passing away, one of my all-time favorites as a young basketball fan, Lenny Wilkens, 3-time inductee into the Basketball Hall of Fame, who was enshrined as both a player and a coach, has died. He was 88 years old. The family said Wilkens was surrounded by loved ones when he died and did not immediately release the cause of death. Wilkens was one of the finest point guards of his era. Later brought his calm and savvy style to the sideline, first as a player-coach, and then evolving into one of the game's great coaches. He coached 2,487 games in the NBA, which is still a record. He became a Hall of Famer as a player, as a coach, and again as part of the 1992 U.S. Olympic team, on which he was an assistant. Wilkens coached the Americans to gold at the Atlanta Games, as well as in 1996. Wilkens was a 9-time All-Star as a player, was first person to reach 1,000 wins as an NBA coach, was the second person inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame as a player and a coach. He coached the Seattle Supersonics to the NBA title in 1979 and remained iconic in that city for the rest of his life, often being considered a godfather of sorts for basketball in Seattle, which lost the Sonics to Oklahoma City in 2008 and has been trying to get a team back ever since. Wilkins, the 1994 NBA Coach of the Year with Atlanta, retired with 1,332 coaching wins, a league record that was later passed by Don Nelson, who retired with 1,335, and then Greg Popovich, who retired with 1,390. Wilkins played 15 seasons, and this is where I remember him in college with Providence, but I remember listening to the St. Louis Hawks on the radio on KMOX. Played 15 seasons with the St. Louis Hawks, Supersonics, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Portland Trailblazers. He was an all-star 5 times with St. Louis, 3 times in Seattle, once with Cleveland in 1973 at the age of 35. A statue depicting his time with the Supersonics was installed outside Climate Pledge Arena in June. Wilkins, born in 1937 in New York, played basketball with the Brooklyn Playgrounds in a city powerhouse, then boys' high school, where one of his teammates, who was Major League Baseball star Tommy Davis, would go on to star at Providence College and then was drafted by the Hawks as the 6th overall pick in 1960. Lenny Wilkins, can't say it enough, really one of the all-time greats, passing away at the age of 88. And I remember him with the Hawks. Boy, he was silky smooth. Sometimes you'd catch the Hawks on the Sunday NBA game on ABC, and he was so much fun to watch. All right, we're going to take a break. Then we will open up the phone lines. We do have one line open. Simply pick up the phone if you want to join the conversation. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. That's the number to call.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like John from Morgantown. John had such extreme numbness and pain that he was having difficulty feeling his car pedals. Then John discovered Tri-State Neuropathy Centers and their effective FDA-approved treatment program that has no drugs, is non-invasive and painless. John's great results have given his freedom back, and he's doing the things he wants, like simply driving or cutting the grass. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help John, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 304-777-2068. That's 304-777-2068. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or
Hi, come on in. How are you?
for personal, professional health care you can trust, see Dr. Paul Hardley and nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckhart, and Stacy Morris, proudly serving our community for over 30 years. Need care today? Walk-ins are always welcome. For your primary care, call Dr. Paul Hartley at 724-437-1109 or visit ppcp.org. Or
Serving number 3,944.
there's no place like home and no thing like winning. Now till the end of November, just be the 6th caller to 724-438-4593 when you hear.
Oh, there's no place like home for the holiday.
And you'll win $30 worth of Snow Place Like Home scratch-off tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery with festive fun and 10 top prizes of $20,000. Play today and let it snow winnings. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly. Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. SUV season is here, and you can get that new, certified, or select pre-owned all-wheel drive that you've been looking for. It's just a test drive away. Let me show you how simple you can buy or lease your next vehicle. The season is changing, so fall into your best deal with me. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Great selections, super pricing, and deals on your next wheels. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. I'll make you a good deal.
If you're an athlete, you know the importance of a strong recovery. NovaCare provides several athletic training programs geared toward athletic-related injuries and collaborates with Albert Gallatin, Uniontown, Fraser, California, Jefferson Morgan, Waynesburg, West Green, and Mapletown school districts to help student athletes stay at their best. From coordinating additional specialist care to treating on-site injuries, their experts cater to your personal needs. Specialized services include concussion diagnosis and rehabilitation and treatment for sport-specific injuries. For more information on athletic training at NovaCare, visit novacare.com or contact your local office today.
Hi, this is TJ Watt, and you're listening to the Sportsline with George Von Benko on WMBS Radio.
And welcome back to the Sportsline on this Saturday morning. Let's open up the phone lines. Open line sports talk, your chance to get up on the soapbox and be heard. Anything and everything pertaining to the world of sports is fair game. I've got one line open if you want to jump in. Simply dial the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Let's take our first phone call of the morning. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Good morning, George.
Good morning, Charles. And I almost forgot before I get too far into the show, I do want to mention to all the football fans out there, I'm doing a Steeler watch party tomorrow at the Locker Room Bar at Pleasant Valley Golf Club. Love to see you. Stop out and see me and talk some football. I'll be there starting at about 12:30 and throughout the game against the Bengals tomorrow. So go ahead, Charles. You got the floor.
Well, first of all, I just want to ask you, if Zach Wheeler of the Phillies does not go on a disabled list, does Paul Skeens win a Cy Young unanimously?
Well, it all depends on how Wheeler pitched, but certainly he would have been a candidate. And, you know, I'm not hearing good things about that injury. There's a lot of talk that it may be career-ending for Wheeler, which would be a terrible shame.
Yeah.
A terrible shame, yeah.
As it is, the Phillies have the second-place finisher.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you, too, the Penguins, do you think it's the case now of, as Neil Huntington used to say, regressing to the norm?
I think it is. They got off to a great start. Now, part of the problem is they have been hit with a rash of injuries, and they don't have the kind of depth to overcome that. But they're starting to show some signs that I didn't like. They're becoming a little problematic offensively, other than Crosby and Malkin, who are having great years. They're becoming a little problematic offensively. The goaltending has been okay, but I still am not sold on their goaltending. And they're having some problems on the blue line, which I sort of expected. So they did get off to a great start. And normally when you get off to that kind of start, you're going to make the playoffs. But I was talking with some people in the press box last Sunday, and there's a lot of hockey to be played yet. A lot of hockey.
It's just about maybe 1/4 of the season.
Yeah.
Well, they're closing in on 1/4 of the season, which means there's 60-some games to go yet. What what kind of a game do you expect at Aperture Stadium? That you expect a high-scoring game?
You talking about the Pitt Notre Dame game or the Panthers and the Steelers and the Bengals?
No, today.
I expect there to be some points. Notre Dame is a good football team, but they have been prone to giving up points, and Pitt has been playing okay offensively. But Notre Dame is going to score some points too, even though Pitt's defense has played very, very well. It's going to boil down to one thing. Is Pitt going to be able to slow down or derail the Notre Dame running game? And that's going to be the immovable object against the irresistible force, because Notre Dame's running game is just great. Pitt's run defense is good. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out. Overall, the other thing I'm looking for is Notre Dame's overall size and physicality against Pitt, which is going to play a role in both the offensive and defensive line play. Pitt does have an edge on the perimeter. They're faster than the Irish.
Yeah. Even though Notre Dame has the two great running backs, yeah, Pitt overall is still faster.
Oh, yes.
I will
their
say
receiver,
this.
and you know, the two great running backs are great, but Notre Dame doesn't have anybody, and he's healthy, like Desmond Reed, the little scat back for Pitt. They don't have anybody like that.
Not even Jeremiah Love is...
No, they're different types of players. Love can run you over, too.
But I do think this. If it's a tight game, the Irish could be in trouble because their kicking game is stinking.
Well, no. We got problems at Pitt. Their kicker is ill and will not play the last time I heard today. Bukowski is questionable for the game. He's ill.
So Pitt's got some problems.
Well, the kicking games on both sides, if that's the case, could be problematic.
More two-point conversion tries, I guess.
Yeah.
George, can the Steelers still hold off the Ravens to win?
They can. It's going to be tough. The thing that I'm looking at, and the Steelers don't want to talk about it, they knew that Baltimore wasn't going to go away if they got healthy, and Baltimore's one game behind them right now. I mean, I can remember a few weeks ago, everybody said it's a lock. The Steelers got the division wrapped up. No, not in this topsy-turvy NFL. There is nothing that is written in stone. The way the NFL is played right now.
When you don't win a time of possession, George.
Well, they've only won it once against Cleveland. They've lost time of possession in every game other than the Cleveland game. And that's not all on the offense. That's partially the defense not getting off the field on third down, too.
Does New England being 9-2 surprise you?
Yes. The quarterback has developed much quicker than I thought he was.
Would you say the Patriots are the favorite in the AFC, or
no?
No. You still think it's the Bills or the Ravens?
Well, and let me tell you, even though they got a long road, I never count Kansas City out.
Yeah. New England to me is like the Steelers. Where remember back in 1992, that was Cowher's first year. They got off to such a great start, but Buffalo got them in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
But
I'm surprised you haven't said the story of the week. That your buddy Ben Charrington says the Pirates are going to be spending money. I'll believe it when I see it.
Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me. Now, did that tell you what I feel about it?
Right. Well, he went on record as saying they're going to be very, very active, which opened a lot of raised a lot of eyebrows around Pittsburgh.
I've heard the wind blow before, George.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, you know, we'll increase the population of Missouri by 2, right?
Yes. Show me.
Yes. Don't just yak about it. Do it. And they have never done it so far. So that's that. I was going to say that Lenny Wilkins.
What a class act Lenny Wilkins was. He was a class individual, great human being, great player. I rubbed elbows with him a couple of times along the way. Always enjoyed my interaction with him. But as a young basketball fan, I can remember being by the radio under my pillow listening to KMOX at night, the St. Louis Hawks from Kiel Auditorium in St. Louis, and Lenny Wilkins was their point guard.
Lenny Wilkins, Cliff Hagan, Clyde Levellet, Bob Pettit.
They also had Bill Bridges, I think, or Paul Silas. They had Paul Silas at one time, too. Yeah.
Until, what was it, a couple of years ago, until Popovich passed him, Lenny Wilkins was the winner.
Well, Nelson passed him, too, before
Don Nelson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was Auerbach up there Auerbach had to be up there for a while, didn't he?
He was up there for a while, but he's been out of that position for quite a while. Yeah.
But Lenny, let's see.
Now Wilkins still holds the record for coaching in the most games. He has that record.
Well, that was over 1,000, wasn't it?
The coaching, how many games? No, he's over 2,000 games, 2,400 something. Yeah.
Because I think he had 938 wins.
No, he had over 1,000 wins.
Oh, he had, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say he played for Providence College.
Played for the Friars, played for Joe Mulaney, who was a great coach in his own right.
Okay, you answered my question. I was going to say, did he play for Dave Gavitt, or was it before that?
It was before that, Joe Mulaney. Yeah.
Joe Mulaney, Providence. So, is it still Philadelphia the best team in football?
I think so, although I haven't been happy with the way they've been playing lately. They've shown some vulnerability right now. I'm telling you who's flying under the radar.
The Rams.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, Matthew Stafford has been unbelievable.
It's going to be a fight for the number 1 seed. And actually both conferences.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think the Patriots will wind up as the number 1 seed.
No, I think they're and you asked me about the Steelers and the Ravens. The thing that bothers me is Baltimore has played the bulk of their tough games already. The Steelers schedule the rest of the way out with Detroit and Buffalo and Baltimore twice. Their schedule is much tougher than the Ravens' schedule.
Yeah, and don't forget, when it comes to the Windy City, you might as well mark that.
Well, they haven't won there for a long time, 30-some years.
Well,
yeah.
I told you, November 5th, 1995, Norm Johnson kicked a field goal in overtime. So Cordell Stewart was the only Steeler quarterback to ever win in there.
You know, I often think about him in today's NFL, with the way that they do things and run offenses. He would have been a perfect fit. He was ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was. Because now, what is it? About the last 5 or 10 years, there's been a lot of this run-pass option.
Exactly, and he would have been outstanding at that.
Yeah, he would have. He certainly would, because he had the versatility.
He did, yeah.
And
so, anything else before I cut you loose, Mr. Charles?
No, that's except for one thing I'm going to say. I know you won't agree with it, but cheer for old Notre Dame today.
No, I can't go along with that.
I know.
Freddie Mazurek would be very mad at me.
No,
you don't want Freddie to be mad at me, do you?
No. I mean, I like Freddie too, but I've been a Notre Dame fan all my life.
In fact, I might have a surprise for Freddie. I heard from somebody who worked as a manager at Redstone High School, and I guess they've got a box of some stuff left over the years from Redstone's past, and there's a Missouri jersey in there. I wonder if Freddie has his high school jersey. They're interested in me trying to get it to him. Isn't that great if they found his jersey, number 25?
It sure is. Does Freddie still live in the area, or did he?
Oh, he's in Arizona. He's in Arizona.
Oh, he's okay.
Yeah.
Well, George, thanks.
Okay, you
thanks
take care.
So much.
Right.
We'll talk again next week.
You
Bye-bye.
take care. Bye-bye. And that frees up both of our phone lines. Do come ahead with your questions and comments. Great time for you to jump into the sports talk right now. You should have no problems getting through. Call the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. That number, 724-438-4593. 724-438-4593. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Casey's Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown and owned by the Vernon family, wants you to know they have new hours. Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come on into Casey's and check out their new menu ideas and entrees. They could also cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126. Casey's, the best in Fayette County.
Hey love, I'm Tiffany from Tiffany Smith Fine Art Studios, serving up confidence boosts in Periopolis in our brand new luxury studio in downtown Pittsburgh. I'm not just here to take your picture, I'm here to help you remember who you are. Whether it's been a wild few years or you're just feeling a little blah, this is your permission slip to feel powerful again. You'll laugh, maybe cry, and leave feeling like that girl. Book your experience at TiffanySmithFineArtStudios.com because you deserve to be seen.
Chris Barker Jr., it's the holiday season. Time for giving and thanks, and the most wonderful time of the year as we go over the river and through the woods.
Treats continue here at Autoland with 0% for 60 months on all 25 Tucsons and Santa Fe's.
0% for 60 months?
That's right, 0% for 5 years on the award-winning all-wheel drive Tucson and Santa Fe's with third-row seating. Don't want 0% financing? Choose HMF bonus cash up to $4,500 on Santa Fe's. Winter weather is coming. Now's the time to get your all-wheel drive SUV with 0% financing and have a vehicle big enough for the family and hauling gifts. Did you know Hyundai is also the most awarded brand by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety for the past 2 years?
And every new Hyundai purchase includes Hyundai Assurance, America's Best Warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain protection, and 3-year free complimentary maintenance. Autoland Hyundai, downtown Uniontown, or online at AutolandHyundai.com.
And you always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
One of the most incredible architectural masterpieces in the United States is right here in Fayette County. And this fall is your chance to see the work being done to preserve this national treasure as work continues to fortify Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water, a world-famous work of architecture that's on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Falling Water invites you to Fayette County Appreciation Day on Sunday, November 23rd to see their multi-year historic preservation effort in action, in addition to the always breathtaking home itself. Falling Water is offering free tours for Fayette County residents on Sunday, November 23rd. Book your free tour of Falling Water in advance by calling 724-329-8501. Falling Water's Preservation in Action tours will take place between 9:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. Be sure to make your reservation in advance and don't miss your chance to witness this once-in-a-lifetime preservation tour of Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water.
Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott in Uniontown is a proud sponsor of Sportsline. When you work with Janie, it's about going beyond investing. It's about connecting your life and your finances in a way that makes sense for you. The team partners with you through each stage of life to help you set and reach your financial goals. To learn more about the Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group at Janie, be sure to check out their website at www.lhwag.com. Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott, LLC, member FINRA, NYSE, SIPC.
Hi, this is Bob Walk, and you're listening to the Sports Line with George Von Benko on your local station, WMBS Uniontown.
And welcome back to the Sports Line on this Saturday morning. Back to the phone lines we go. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Good morning, George.
Good morning.
This is Mark from Republic calling.
How's things out in Republic?
Oh, fine. It's just that it's not snowed yet. I can't ride my sled down Raleigh Street past Freddie's house.
Well, I got a message from somebody, and I'm going to reach out to Freddie about that. But what a great find that was. That's Fred's high school jersey, you know.
Yeah. You know, I was sad. I used to have some. I threw them away years ago, but I used to have some. They were only 10 cents. Like the pamphlets you got at the game.
Yes.
Remember yeah. They. I remember having them, but I threw them away. No, who wanted them anyway? But it was like 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember still having some here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. I understand Charrington, you say he's going to spend money?
That's what he said to the media earlier this week. And I'm like Charlie. I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay. Well, he can start with Paul Scheme, as far as I'm concerned. He can sign him first.
Well, that's not going to happen.
He wants to spend money, he can start right there.
Well, Skeens wants reading between the lines. I've heard a great baseball writer that I know, Randy Miller from New Jersey, talked to some players, and it came out this week that his own teammates say that Skeens wants to be a Yankee. And that's where he's going to probably wind up.
They got the biggest payroll, that's for sure.
Yep.
and he can last 10 or 15 years too if you're a pitcher.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't blame for going.
Once this contract is over, I doubt they're going to be able to keep it.
Yeah. I guess so much for that small franchise team they always talk about. Yeah. Also, what about I tell you what. I haven't heard. Seems like Pitt hasn't been in a big football game for a while because there seems to be a lot of buzz about this game coming up today.
Oh, it's a huge game, and the last time that they had something like that, well, the West Virginia games, a couple of them, the backyard brawl, but you have to go back to like Virginia Tech in 2003, which was a huge game, and the one game against Cincinnati that they had when Cincinnati won that game at the end. In the Big East, but that's how long ago that's been. Those teams were in the Big East at that time.
Yeah, I remember that cost guy or coaches.
Yeah,
Wannstedt cost him his job because they lost by 1 point or something.
Right.
Yeah, I remember saw that game. Yeah, and then they got to win now.
But this is a big one today. Even though Narduzzi says he doesn't care whether they lose it. Because it doesn't count against the ACC. Now the game's coming up.
How can you not want to win this game?
Well,
I just can't believe a coach would say something like that.
He's trying to take the pressure off his kids. Trying to.
Okay.
That's what he's trying to do. It came out the wrong way, but that's what he's trying to do.
Okay. All right, George. That's all I got for you today, and go Pitt.
All right. Thank you for the call. You take care.
Right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And let's move on and take another call here this morning. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Good morning, George. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Hey, as a longtime sports talk guy, I'm sure you remember these two people in your talk show days. This Pitt-Notre Dame game has got me to remember these guys. And I'm just wondering if you have any idea what happened to them, if they're still around. First of all, from the Pitt side, Title Man. You remember Title Man?
Title Man, every once in a while, I will hear him popping up on the show that Pat Bostic does on Pitt football in the morning. About 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock every Saturday morning. Every once in a while, he'll pop up on that show. So he's from Harrison City. He's from Harrison City.
Is that where he's from? Okay.
Yeah.
Another one, the Ghost of Tradition. Remember that caller?
I haven't heard anything about him in quite a while.
Yeah, he was a Notre Dame guy. That's the only reason those guys came to mind was because of Pitt Notre Dame today.
Mm-hmm.
Getting on to the game, though, you know what? Des Reed has not played much this year.
Well,
I was just looking at his stats.
He's totally healthy. I think that was one of the things Pitt wanted to do. They didn't want to bring him back when he was still a little bit nicked up. They wanted him to be totally healthy. And I was down at the South Side on Friday because I was doing my Steeler interviews and saw one of the Pitt assistant coaches, and he told me that Dez is completely healthy, which is good news for Pitt.
What I'm saying is, if Dez Reed had been healthy this whole season, first of all, the bad news is we may not have ever seen Heinschel, because I think they'd be undefeated, possibly even with Holstein. He got hurt in the West Virginia game.
He got hurt in the West Virginia game, yes.
And he missed the Louisville game.
Right.
He plays in both of those games the whole game. I think they win both games. Now, the question is, how bad would Holstein be? You know, would he eventually cost them games where you have to make the quarterback change?
Well, that's.
But I think if Dez Reed was healthy,
yeah, that's a speculation we'll never know. And Holstein,
Yeah, well, I'm
I
glad.
still think he was a good quarterback. The only thing that bothered me about him, and it's not a good trait for a quarterback, and I mentioned it to some people that I know from Pitt, and I said, you know, I love everything about him except when things are not going well, which is going to happen in a football game. He did not handle the adversity very well. That's not a good trait for a quarterback.
yeah, that's the difference between him and Heinschel. Heinschel's like cool as a cucumber, it seems. You know, he handles, you know, adversity pretty good.
Well,
he's trying to
he had
fix
four
and come
turnovers.
right back.
He had 4 turnovers against Stanford, 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions, but it didn't seem to faze him at all.
Didn't rattle.
Yeah.
No, not at all. But I think Dez Reed's the key today. He stays healthy and plays the whole game. I think the nation's going to see who's actually the best possibly one of the best runners in college football is.
I will say this. I've watched Notre Dame quite a bit. I think Love is an outstanding player. I think he's a great running back. I really do. And the other guy is not bad. He can't get off the bench because Love is so good. The Price would be starting for most other teams in college football, you know.
Honestly, I don't think Pitt's going to be able to stop Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's going to score at will.
That's the key.
It's just a matter of Pitt keeping up with them. You know, that's how
I think there's going to be some points in the game, but that's the key. Whether they can slow down, because Pitt's run defense is pretty good. So it's their run defense against the Notre Dame run offense, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. The other thing that's going to be interesting as the game wears on is Notre Dame has a size advantage and a physicality advantage. Are they going to wear down Pitt on the offensive line and defensive lines? Pitt has the edge on the perimeter. They're faster. Yeah.
I just have a feeling Narduzzi, there's just something about him. He knows how to blow games. I don't know. So I'm hoping Pitt wins, but I think Notre Dame's probably going to pull it out. Can I quickly go to the Steelers real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if they lose tomorrow, could you see the possibility of them just falling apart and just maybe finishing
I could,
because of their schedule?
I'm going to tell you right now, and I said it a long time ago. I had people coming up to me and telling me they're a lock. They've got the division when Baltimore was hurt and lost all those games and everything. And I kept on saying they're going to get healthy. They're not going to go away. They will be back. Well, guess what? They're 1 game behind them right now. They're back.
Well, this is what I did. I actually, you can bet now, okay? So before the season started, the Steelers were 5-1 odds. So I put 100 on the Steelers to win the division, okay? 5-1. You know what I did? I had the option of cashing out, getting $200 back for my $100 instead of going for the 500 because I knew this was going to happen. I did the same thing as you saw. I saw the schedule, and I said Baltimore
they've got a much easier schedule right now than Pittsburgh does.
Yeah, so I cashed to that, so I got my money. But one final thing about if it falls apart, and there's rumors going around about Tomlin all the time. He's probably never going to leave. But the one thing about the situation with the Giants is there's a connection between the Rooneys and the Maras. I guess, wasn't it like the great-granddaughter of Art Rooney?
Yes.
Is married to the great-grandson?
There've always been a connection
between them. Now, this will probably never happen, but if things fall apart, I think it would be a perfect scenario. Now, if the Giants want to do this, to break from Tom and say, okay, Tomlin, we've had enough. and we're going to send you the Giants. I think it's possible that if he accepts a no trade.
Well, the only thing that bothers me is I don't have the faith. Not that I dislike him; I get along with him very well. I don't have the faith in Art Rooney II that I did in Dan.
No, he's not a football guy. He's a lawyer.
I think Dan would have done something by now.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan fired his own brother. Remember?
Yeah.
He fired his own brother.
Dan actually.
Yeah.
Tomlin probably would not be here, or he would have said, Tomlin, I'm hiring the defensive coordinator and I'm hiring the offensive coordinator. If you don't like it, you're gone.
Well, that's what he did. That's what he said to Tomlin when Tomlin first got the job. They had to take Dick LeBeau.
Dick LeBeau, exactly.
I got to run.
Yep.
I'm up against the news.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right. That wraps up hour number 1 of the Sports Line. Keep it right where it is. We got another full hour of sports talk coming up. The Sports Line brought to you this morning by my good friend Tom Vernon and KC Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, by the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches, dinners, Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9, Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out, enjoy fine dining around a golf on 724-439-2150, located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. The news is coming your way next from the CBS Radio Network, right here on your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS, Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Allison Keys. Southern California facing pounding rain, along with threats of major flooding and mudslides in areas that have already been scarred by wildfires. CBS News correspondent Andres Gutierrez with more.
Heavy rain is falling on communities that just months ago were fighting wildfires. Bart Young lost his home in the Palisades fire.
The rain will seep under the ground and it can create landslides.
Now he's covering what's left of his property, hoping the burned hillside above him doesn't give out again. It's also why several neighborhoods near burn scars are under evacuation warnings.
President Trump trying to turn the questions over his ties to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein onto other targets as a vote looms next week to release more Epstein files. CBS's Scott McFarlane.
The president sent some social media posts saying this Epstein controversy is, in his words, a Democratic hoax. Republicans shouldn't fall for it. He also asked the Department of Justice to investigate Epstein's connections to some Democratic politicians, which U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi said she would initiate.
There's been an arrest over the ransacking of New Jersey U.S. Attorney Alina Habba's office. CBS's Michael Wallace explains.
Police say the man was carrying a baseball bat when he was denied entry into the building Wednesday. Later that evening, he returned without the bat and was allowed in. When he was told he could not meet with Habba, he yelled and smashed things in the waiting room before leaving. In a statement, Habba says she will not be intimidated by radical lunatics for doing her job. Attorney General Pam Bondi says any violence or threats of violence against any federal officer will not be tolerated.
Someone in Georgia won that massive Mega Millions prize worth nearly $1 billion. CBS's Dana Jacobson.
The single winning Mega Million ticket for last night's $980 million jackpot was sold in the Peach State. The Quick Pick ticket was sold at a Publix grocery store in Noonan, Georgia. That's about 40 miles southwest of Atlanta. Mega Millions says it is the largest lottery win in Georgia history. It's also the biggest prize since Mega Millions increased the price of a ticket in April from $2 to $5.
Pope Leo XIV met with stars including Spike Lee at a special Vatican audience celebrating cinema. Lee, a huge New York Knicks fan, had a gift for the pontiff.
I gave the Pope a New York Knicks jersey. He's the 14th Pope, so it's number 14. And the back it said Pope Leo.
The Pope urged those there to use their art to include marginal voices, calling film a popular art intended for and accessible to all. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture. Take the road to your perfect home.
Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
There's sadness over the removal of a famous crosswalk in Texas.
Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye.
Fans of Buddy Holly in Lubbock, Texas say goodbye to a Holly tribute in a four-way intersection, a depiction of his iconic glasses on each of the four sides. Lubbock City Council members say they don't have a choice. Its removal has been ordered by the state of Texas, threatening a loss of funding. There is a federal law on the books about not having artwork or messages in crosswalks, but it wasn't much of an issue until President Trump clamped down, they say. The Holly Tribute is near the Buddy Holly Center, a museum honoring Lubbock's most famous native son. His fans would prefer that it not fade away. Michael Toscano, CBS News.
You know that trendy term 6'7"? 6'7"! Now college basketball teams are getting excited when they reach 67 points in a game. Oklahoma's women's team, the Sooners, sent fans into a frenzy in a game they eventually won against North Alabama. Allison Keys, CBS News.
Point Hill Living Care Home is an all-new personal care home conveniently located in Point Marion and is now accepting new residents. Point Hill Living is committed to providing comfort and support while allowing residents to maintain their independence and enhance their quality of life. With a dedicated staff and experienced advanced care team, Point Hill Living offers fully customized care plans for all residents, while also ensuring a sense of community and engagement, making Point Hill feel like home. Multiple care levels are available, from basic plans to fully customized and enhanced plans, including options for medical monitoring and full-time dedicated assistance. If you are looking for a high-quality care home close to home, look no further than Point Hill Living Care Home at 300 Union Street in Point Marion. Call them today at 724-725-5533 to learn more, or visit them at pointhillliving.com. Point Hill Living Care Home, where our residents are family. At this season of gratitude, heartfelt thanks go out to every customer and community member for once again voting Economy Furnace the best in Fayette 3 years in a row. This recognition is more than an award. It reflects the trust, loyalty, and support shown by those who continue to choose and recommend Economy Furnace. Each service call, installation, and conversation has built lasting relationships that make our community stronger. Economy is proud to partner with Amana, also known for excellence, and Economy is also excited to offer 0% financing and other low financing options. The dedication to providing reliable comfort and quality workmanship is inspired by the confidence placed in Economy Furnace year after year. This Thanksgiving, appreciation extends to everyone that has made this achievement possible. The Economy Furnace teams wishes each of you a blessed time of Thanksgiving. We are certainly thankful for you.
For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace.
Wow, your dog looks beautiful. We went to Mutt's on Market Street, the dog grooming salon in downtown Brownsville. Samantha, the owner, has over 10 years dog grooming experience. They work with any dog, any breed, any size.
Didn't it cost a fortune?
No, the prices are great. They offer a full line of grooming and other services.
The holidays are here, so treat your furry friends to a fresh holiday grooming at Mutt's on Market Street. And don't forget your feline friends. Mutt's on Market Street now offers cat grooming. Get your pets holiday ready at Mutt's on Market Street in downtown Brownsville. Visit them on Facebook for details. Cooler temperatures may be on the way, but you can still enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturers and customer guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 for a no-cost or obligation home consultation. or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Bortz Jr.
Looking for a fireplace? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is more than your plumbing supply store. We specialize in fireplaces of all fuel types, such as gas, wood, pellet, and electric. We're now featuring Harmon pellet stoves from Forge and Flame, perfect for keeping your family warm and cozy. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com to start planning for the winter season. Koval Building Supply, everything you need to make your house feel like home.
Your local station, WMBS.
Welcome back on board for hour number 2 of the Sportsline, brought to you this morning by my friend Tom Vernon and Casey Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. The Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9 and Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out, enjoy fine dining and a round of golf. Phone 724-439-2150, located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. George Von Benko with you as we forge ahead into our second hour, and we continue in the open line mode. Your chance to get up on the soapbox and be heard. Anything and everything pertaining to the world of sports is on the docket. Simply pick up the phone and dial the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line at 724-438-4593. That number again, 724-438-4593. And if you had some problems getting through in hour number 1, there should be no problem. Right now, I am gazing at a wide open board. So do come ahead with your questions and your comments at the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Looking forward to hearing from you. While I have a quick moment, football fans, listen up. I'll be doing a Steelers watch party tomorrow for the Steelers and Bengals at the Locker Room Bar, Pleasant Valley Golf Club in Connellsville. I'll be there at 12:30 and throughout the game. And we have plenty of giveaways, including an autographed Steelers photo that we're giving away with a drawing. So stop by and see me. Love to talk football with you tomorrow starting at 12:30 at the Locker Room Bar at Pleasant Valley Golf Club, Steelers watch party. And let's go back to the phone lines, and we're going to take our first phone call here in hour number 2. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Hi, George. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Like they say in hockey, George, I've been doing too good. I had a lower body injury. When you don't have if you don't have good wills, that means a lot to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doctoring a little bit, and I haven't been able to get to call the show because I've been doing doctor's visits. But like they say in hockey, we'll go with the lower body injury.
Right. Well, thank you for checking in.
Okay. I'll tell you what, George, I'm so happy to see Skeens win that award. It's about the most cheerful thing us fans have had, in quite a long time. But, George, I want to ask you a question now. Is Paul Skeens, but win-wise, the lowest amount of wins from anybody who won the Cy Young in history?
I'd have to look that up, but I think there may have been some other people along the way. But I'd have to look that up. I don't have that information right at my fingertips.
Yeah, I know a couple of relief pitchers won. I think Rolly Fingers won it with the Brewers, and there was another relief pitcher that won it, which I can't recall. But as a starting pitcher, I'm just, like you're saying, but the number of Skeens had was unbelievable. And this what gets me too, George. Why? Okay, I've been hearing a lot about this Valdez down in the winter fall leagues. I think he got the MVP of that tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You have Connor, you have these players, Johnson. Bring them up. Get them in that lineup now. Now, why in the heck? Look at the age. You had Jacob Wilson. You had Nick Kirk. They didn't flounder their times down in the minor leagues. They brought him up. But I think with this Nutting thing, he don't want to pay any money. He wants to hold on to him as long as he can and go. And I'll just tell you what straight out, George. O'Neill Cruz is not a center fielder. I mean, my opinion, I was hoping they was going to put Connor out there, Connor Griffin out there. And,
Well, that leads to the question I'll ask you right off the bat. Where are you going to play him?
Connor Griffin?
No, O'Neill Cruz.
I trade him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You know what you're looking at right there, and I've seen it happen before. How many times have the Pirates not been able to unlock a player? We've seen it time and time again, and they trade him, and he flourishes elsewhere. That is the fear that exists with O'Neill Cruz, that they will trade him because they can't seem to get through him or unlock him, and he will flourish elsewhere.
But, George, with any other team, I mean, I'm going back with guy in the Kansas pitchers in the Tampa Bay trade, which I consider, Charlie Morton, other people. But I'm just saying, I mean, there was potential there. But with O'Neill Cruz, I mean, any team that acquires them other than DH, what else are you going to do with them?
Well, I don't know. The problem with me, and it has been, and we've seen this with other. You remember the hullabaloo and the hubbub when Gregory Polanco came up? Oh, and he never really. I mean, he was okay, but he never really developed into what he thought he was going to be. To some extent, you can say the same thing, although he's been a very, very good Major League player for a long time. You can say the same thing about Starling Marte. Why is it that the Pirates have this problem? You don't see that problem with the Dodgers or other teams. It's player drafting and player development. That is the problem. Their development leaves a lot to be desired, and we've seen that across the board with the Pirates. And that continues to be a problem.
But I never had a problem with Starling Marte, George. I thought he did a good.
He had some walkabouts out there where he did some boneheaded things in the outfield. Marte, for the most part, was a very, very good player, and they gave him. There's nobody left from the Marte trade with the Pirates.
Oh, right, yeah.
They gave him away for nothing.
Well, George, look at the guy who went to Toronto. Who was that? Jose Bautista.
Yeah,
he stunk in. But he goes into
and he developed into a prodigious home run hitter. Yeah.
Right.
What is that? That's unlocking a player's development and unlocking his strengths. And the Pirates just constantly fail at that phase of the game.
Well, I was surprised, George, to see the old pitching coach go to Philadelphia. I was surprised on that one right there.
I was a little surprised by that myself.
But the thing is, I mean, to me, I've heard interviews on Pirate games where they talk to the managers. They have what's going on in the minor leagues, and the way it seems up there, up in Altoona and the lower, levels, it seems that the way these coaches talk on these interviews, they're all doing a great job. And then once they get up to the majors, it goes beyond that. I just can't figure out.
There's a big difference between doing a good job in the minor leagues and it translating into the major leagues. Huge difference. They're not preparing them fundamentally and in any way possible. This has been a failure of the Pirates for many years now. I've been yelling about their the player development for years.
But even too, George, I'm saying this is what gets me mad. These so-called major league ball players, you're taught these fundamentals from little league up. I mean, I just say, George, I haven't been on.
No, fundamentals across the board in Major League Baseball are not very good. I see a lot of things night in and night out that I don't like, be it fielding, be it base running, be it there's a lot of a lot of these guys are coming up maybe sooner than they should. They're being rushed, but the quality of play in Major League Baseball, it's still fun to watch. It's still good, but these guys don't have near the fundamentals that players had when I was growing up watching baseball.
Oh, I agree 100%, George. I know when I come up from playing baseball and everything, I mean, my coaches, fundamentals is the number one thing, But now, I mean, I have to agree with what you said. They rush them through and go. And just the quality of baseball today, George, the small ball, the lapses, and, and even, I was saying, I just.
Well, I don't have a problem with a team playing small ball as long as you play it the right way. Move a runner over, do all the little things that you need to do. I don't have a problem with that, but they don't seem to follow through all the way with that. You know what I mean? Toronto, as good as they were, they did all the little things.
All right. Well, I can say, and I'll tell you what, George.
And the one that did the little things better than anybody, even though they fell on their face in the playoffs, Milwaukee played the fundamentals and the little things about as well as anybody this year.
Well, Dave, I'm not a Dodger fan, but Dave Roberts has been a very lucky guy in the past few years. He made some blunders, but just out of the clear blue sky, he come out smelling like a rose.
Well, that's because they have more talent than anybody else, and in the end, talent trumps everything.
Well, George, I mean, I can say now you figure you got, in a few years, you got Betts, Freeman, and I mean, I look for them, Max Muncy. I look for him to go out in the market.
Yeah, but guess what? They've got the best minor league system in baseball. They've got people waiting in the wings that we haven't even heard about.
Well, plus two, George, they're going to go out
and they will go out and spend money. Yeah.
My opinion, the person who started the rumor out there about Skeens going to the Yankees. I mean, but I'm going to look at it this way, George. I feel unless the Cubs, Red Sox, or the Phillies come up with some blistering offer right there, Skeens is probably going to be either a Yankee or Dodger. And I look at it this way.
They've got the war chest. They're going to be able to do it. Yeah.
And I feel he's going to be a Dodger because it's going to benefit his girlfriend, Livy Dunn's career out there. And the Dodgers are going to pay him. I think when Skeens comes up, he's going to be the money highest paid. If he keeps up winning Cy Young awards, keeping these numbers down, he'll be right up there with the Otanis and, just as a pitcher out there.
We'll see what happens, but I really don't think his future is in Pittsburgh. That's just not going to happen. They're not going to be able to do that.
Well, I don't know if you heard before you let me go, George. I was watching the beginning of the Pat McAfee crew in Pittsburgh, and he started off the segment about the Pirates and all these kids from Pitt were selling the team. I got a good laugh out of that.
Right. Yeah. Okay, my friend, you have a good rest of your day. Take care of yourself, okay?
Okay, I'll get back to you, George. Thanks for taking my call, and you take care.
All right. Let's take another real quick call, and then I want to get to the Steeler interviews with Faltano and Watt. Hello, you're on the Sportsline.
Hey, George, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, that Luis Ortiz that's in trouble for gambling up in Cleveland. I mean, that's the same Luis Ortiz that played for the Pirates, right?
That we traded, yes. Yeah.
Brother, I don't know.
Well, not only him, the other guy, Place, I think he's done. Major League Baseball is going to ban him for life. He was one of the top closers in baseball. Yeah.
I know. I have to wonder what these guys get paid $1 million contracts and stuff. What are they doing getting mixed up with
the same thing just happened with those guys in the NBA. They're making more than enough. What are you doing?
Yeah, just stay away. Somebody approaches you about something like that.
But I'm telling you right now,
you know?
Sports has brought a lot of this on themselves. I'll leave you with this. They brought a lot of this on themselves because they got in bed with all these betting services for the advertising and stuff like that. And I'm telling you right now, we've only scratched the surface. We're going to see a lot more stuff coming out, and it's going to be bad.
I think so, too.
It's going to be bad.
You know, I think a lot of these personalities and that are advocating the, the betting services and things like that, they better watch themselves. I'm telling you, someday they might just find themselves in a heck of a lawsuit and stuff for pushing this gambling on people, on everyday people out there, because when
you know what they say, money is the root of all evil, and this is all about money. That's what this is about. I mean, the leagues are looking at revenue streams. That's what they're looking at, you know.
But the thing is, when people start losing their kids' education money and losing their houses and stuff like that because they get hooked on gambling and can't control themselves. And
you know what? It's been an unsaid thing, but this has been going on for a long time, and a lot of people have been addicted to gambling for a very, very long time. We're just now starting to notice it, you know, because of the high-profile people that are involved. But this has been going on for years.
Yeah, but look how easy it is now for people. Everyday people.
All you need is your phone.
I mean?
All you need is your phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got to run because I got to get to the Steeler interviews. Thank you for checking in, though. I appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks, George.
You take care. Bye-bye. And as promised, Steelers-Bengals coming up Sunday. I was at practice yesterday, and I caught up with Steelers starting right tackle Troy Faltano. Let's check in with him.
Troy, big division game against the Bengals. Second time around with them, coming off the loss out in L.A., and I know you guys weren't happy about what happened out in L.A. It just seemed like everything was just a little disjointed out there.
100%. Wasn't our best game. Personally, I can say that too. Just got back to work this week though. Got to move on. We watched the film, obviously moved on, and got a divisional opponent. It's the next big game, so just focus on this next one.
When you looked at the film, was there anything that jumped out that is correctable, or was it just, you know, I don't know, it's the first time all year long I thought Aaron looked a little uncomfortable. He's usually unflappable, but he looked a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, that starts with us, obviously, being able to protect better, especially early on, just so that, you know, from the beginning he knows that we're on top of everything. But that starts with us, and we just got to do a better job of protecting them.
I'm sure you looked at the first go around with Cincinnati too and took some things out of that. You guys were able to move the ball, put some points up in that game, and you want to get back on that because I just have a feeling the way they've been playing with Flacco and everything, points are going to be at a premium. And both teams are probably going to score, so it's going to be interesting.
You know, with them taking that first game, obviously we got a lot going into this game, especially because it's another divisional opponent. And just excited to go out there and compete. And just like any other game, we got to score points regardless what happens to the defense. But I'm very confident that our defense is gonna do what they usually do and go out there and perform. So.
Naturally, one of the big things is always getting the running game going, and it was okay against Indianapolis. I think circumstances dictated the running game out in L.A. when you got behind a little bit, but that is always the number one priority. I know you'd love to get that cranked up, particularly since their defense has had a lot of problems stopping the run.
Looking back to the last game, with the opportunities that we did get, obviously we got to be able to stay on the field. Going 3 and out or not being able to convert a third down isn't going to help us be able to establish the run game. So watching the film back, I'm sure they're correcting some things and we're adjusting some things. So just excited to go into this game with this game plan and do our best to execute.
You mentioned staying on the field a little bit longer. There's only been one game this year where you guys have actually won time of possession. That was against Cleveland. we've talked about that before. There are a lot of factors with that too. But against an offense like this, when they're playing the way they are, boy, it would be great to keep that ball a little bit longer and keep those guys on the bench.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, we're just going to do our part, and I know the defense is going to do theirs. Like you said, there's a lot that goes into time of possession, but you know, just like any other game, we got to go out there and execute. So, especially on third down. So, yeah.
What has been going on third down? I know you've mentioned that a couple times. You guys have gotten stopped sometimes on third down. Sometimes it's down in distance. Other times you've been stopped in short yardage too.
Yeah, we just got to be able to execute from top down, from the receivers to the quarterback to the offensive line to the running back to the tight ends. Everyone's got to be on the same page, and we all got to win our one-on-ones. That's the biggest thing. Just got to win your one-on-ones. And at the end of the day, you can scheme up as much as you want, but there's got to be some sort of will, like to beat the man across from you. That's got to play into it. So
in the end, it is sometimes one-on-one,
100%,
mano-mano.
Yeah, who wants it more? So, you know, I'll take this team over anybody, and I'll go out there and battle these guys any day. So, excited for the next one.
So, one last question. Friarmouth had a great game in the last game, and I know you like to get the tight ends going again, and there could be some opportunities for them, too.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what is schemed up for the route concepts and stuff like that, but, you know, we're planning for everyone to have a big game. So, going to go out there and try to score as many points as we can.
Troy, as always, best of luck. Go get them.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That is Troy Faltano, starting right tackle for the Steelers. We'll get to the T.J. Watt a little bit later on the show, the T.J. Watt interview. But we're going to talk some college football next with my guy Mike Huguenin. That's coming up next, right after this timeout.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or
Hi, come on in. How are you?
For personal, professional health care you can trust, see Dr. Paul Hardley and nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckhart, and Stacy Morris, proudly serving our community for over 30 years. Need care today? Walk-ins are always welcome. For your primary care, call Dr. Paul Hartley at 724-437-1109 or visit ppcp.org.
Or serving number 3,940.
Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott in Uniontown is a proud sponsor of Sportsline. When you work with Janie, it's about going beyond investing. It's about connecting your life and your finances in a way that makes sense for you. The team partners with you through each stage of life to help you set and reach your financial goals. To learn more about the Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group at Janie, be sure to check out their website at www.lhwag.com. Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott, LLC, member FINRA, NYSE, SIPC.
Chris Parker Jr., it's the holiday season. Time for giving and thanks, and the most wonderful time of the year as we go over the river and through the woods.
Treats continue here at Autoland with 0% for 60 months on all 25 Tucsons and Santa Fe's.
0% for 60 months?
That's right, 0% for 5 years on the award-winning all-wheel drive Tucson and Santa Fe's with third-row seating. Don't want 0% financing? Choose HMF bonus cash up to $4,500 on Santa Fe's. Winter weather is coming. Now's the time to get your all-wheel drive SUV with 0% financing and have a vehicle big enough for the family and hauling gifts. Did you know Hyundai is also the most awarded brand by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety for the past 2 years?
And every new Hyundai purchase includes Hyundai Assurance, America's Best Warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain protection, and 3-year free complimentary maintenance. Autoland Hyundai, downtown Uniontown, or Autoline at AutolandHyundai.com.
And you always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
NovaCare Rehabilitation in Uniontown is accessible for all of your recovery needs. New at NovaCare is pelvic floor physical therapy, a specialized program to treat patients with pelvic floor dysfunction related to bladder, bowel, sexual function, and pregnancy postpartum. These issues can affect both women and men and include urinary frequency, urgency and incontinence, pelvic pain, constipation, IBS, menopause, painful periods, and more. Call 724-437-0556 for an appointment in Uniontown. Personalize your care with NovaCare. In 1986, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville was started with a promise to provide clients with truthful, friendly, and courteous service. It worked. With an expanded client base, the Firestone Insurance Agency's customers are now able to choose from over 20 well-known insurance companies. So whether it be auto, home, business, or life, Firestone has you covered, and the promise to provide truthful, friendly, and courteous service is still in place. As an independent insurance agency, the Firestone Insurance Agency works for you. They do the shopping for you to save you time and a bunch of needless phone calls. Because let's face it, no one loves to shop for insurance. Call the office at 724-455-3900 or visit firestoneinsurance.net. Can't make it to Normalville? Let the Firestone Insurance Agency bring service right to your kitchen table. The Firestone Insurance Agency, 724-455-3900 or firestoneinsurance.net. Doing what is right for the customer. Finding the most affordable rates while making sure there are no coverage gaps so you are fully protected from the unforeseen.
Oak Pizza in downtown Uniontown is your one-stop shop for the most unique pizzas in the region. From the masterminds behind the Fat Angelo's franchise, Oak Pizza is the laboratory where the Fat Angelo's food scientists test their creations and let you be the judge. With traditional favorites like pepperoni and buffalo chicken pizzas to more experimental offerings like the sesame seed-infused Mad Pie or the spicy chicken pickle pizza, Oak has you covered. Order today at oakpizzas.com or by calling 724-439-5805. Your taste buds will thank you.
Hi, this is Pirates broadcaster Greg Brown, and you're listening to the Sportsline with George Von Benko on WMBS.
And welcome back to the Sportsline as promised. We are going to get into some college football talk. Big day in college football, none bigger than the one down the road at Acrisure Stadium. Pitt Panthers playing host to the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, and here to talk a little bit about Pitt Notre Dame and some of the other big games on the schedule today. One of my favorite guests, college football editor and writer, longtime, Mike Huguenin, has joined me on the Sports Line. Mike, how are you doing this morning?
Doing well, and sort of bemoaning the fact that the college football season, at least the regular season, is almost over. Yep,
and we're coming down the home stretch, but this is a huge game for the Pitt Panthers against Notre Dame. We haven't had a game like this at Acrisure for a while, maybe a couple of the backyard brawls. Game day is there, everything, all the hype surrounding it. And I was a little bit surprised when I saw the opening line coming out at 12.5 points. I think Pitt may give them a better game than that, but I'm not going to overlook what Notre Dame has done, too. They've got a tremendous rushing offense.
Yeah, I think that's what Notre Dame hangs its hat on, obviously. Jeremiah Love is a stud running back. I mean, you have a stud running back and an offensive line that opens holes. It makes the quarterback's life a heck of a lot easier. C.J. Carr has benefited. I think if you compare, C.J. Carr, first-time starter this year, Arch Manning, first-time starter this year. Manning is talented. The Texas offensive line it's garbage, and Texas cannot run the ball. So Arch Manning has struggled. That has not been the case for C.J. Carr. The Notre Dame offensive line has been dominant. Jeremiah Love is the best running back in the country. And when you have the threat of a Jeremiah Love, the quarterback has more time to throw. He's taking full advantage. He's got a nice arm. Notre Dame doesn't have a legit stud receiver, but they got a bunch of guys who are pretty solid. And Carr, given his football background, given the fact who his grandfather was, he's extremely football savvy, and obviously Arch Manning is as well. But I think if you're Pitt today, I would rather get beaten by C.J. Carr's arm than Jeremiah Love's legs, but it's exceedingly difficult to stop the Notre Dame rushing attack. Pitt's defense has been, they're as usual with a Narduzzi coach team. They're aggressive. They hit you. They come at you. I just don't know if they can slow the Notre Dame rushing attack. Now, the rush defense has been excellent, but Notre Dame's a step higher than anybody else they've played this year, and I think that's the thing. Pitt does have the nice record, but Notre Dame is a step up in competition. I think Pitt's played one ranked team, and that was Louisville, and they won't be ranked next week.
Right.
So,
and what's amazing to me about Notre Dame is you talked about how good Love is. His backup would probably be starting for most of the teams around the country. Price.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's Notre Dame fully lead leans into what they are. They're a physical, in the old days, they're a Midwestern football team. They run the ball and they play good defense. Jadarian Price is a stud as well. Love and Price have combined for 22 rushing TDs. That's a dangerous duo. Love is better than Price, but you're right. Price could start for, more than half of the Power 4 teams. I don't think there's any question about that.
Right. It boils down for me. Football games are always won on the line of scrimmage. Can Pitt match Notre Dame's size and physicality? I think it's going to boil down to that. I think the Panthers on the perimeter have an edge because I think they're faster than Notre Dame.
Yeah, Pitt's got guys who can make plays. They've done a great job. Cade Bell has done a great job of getting guys in space. Henschel's been a revelation at quarterback. That kid he does not look like a true freshman who'll be making his sixth start today. He looks like a fourth-year junior who redshirted 1 year in the old days and then developed into a really high-level college quarterback. They do have guys who can make plays in space. I think Pitt's going to have some modicum of a rushing attack today, though. And I'm not totally convinced that Pitt is going to be able to effectively run the ball. That's been an issue all season. They average less than 4 yards a carry, like 125 yards a game. That's not going to get it done today. They have to have. They have to be able to be able. If it's 3rd and 2, they need to be able to run and get it.
Mm-hmm.
I think their receivers can make some plays. I like the fact that they got receivers who are named Poppy and Blue. I mean, who does? That's what a great duo, Poppy and Blue.
Right.
And Kenny Johnson's good. So
plus
yeah,
they got he's healthy finally. He's back. Fully healthy. I was at the facility on the South Side yesterday talking to some Steeler folks, but I ran into a Pitt assistant coach. Desmond Reed is fully healthy. He will play.
A little guy,
yeah,
with extreme big play potential. Again, you get him in space, and he's a magician. So, I agree that your point about the perimeter players and getting Reed on the outside. Yeah. Pitt can do some damage. I'm not 100% convinced that Notre Dame's secondary is all that. I think Pitt can have some success throwing the ball, especially with a couple of deep shots today. But I think Pitt's going to have to do a little bit of something on the ground, and I'm not convinced they can do that.
So that's just one of the games today. The other one I can't wait for, although you mentioned Texas does have some warts. Their offensive line is not. They're playing Georgia tonight. I'm sort of looking forward to seeing what happens in that game.
Games, 300 yards and three TDs in each of the past two. It's taken him a while, but again, I think he's had to adjust to the fact that my running game's horrible. Texas defensively is strong against the run. They've played 9 games, only twice have opponents run for more than 100. Bizarrely, one of those was Florida, and Georgia is better than Florida. But Gunnar Stockton's been better than expected. The Georgia receiving corps is pretty good. The Georgia defense, there is no pass rush, which is sort of shocking. But the idea that this game is all on Arch Manning for Texas, and as good as he has been recently. Again, I don't see any way Texas runs for even 100. I think Georgia wins, but I think that Georgia offense will get hit in the mouth a couple times by Texas, and let's see how they respond.
Interesting. The other game that has big significance in the ACC, Virginia and Duke, could have a big determination on who winds up playing for the ACC title.
Virginia Duke. 2 teams tied for the lead play. And, I think that sort of encapsulates the ACC's issue this year.
It's been kind of crazy. The league, you don't know what's happening from week to week in that league.
And I think you can make the case that they're all pretty evenly matched, and I think that's the case. But I also think this is not a very good league. Virginia is a great story. Tony Elliott enters the season with, I think, half the fan base thinking, why hasn't this guy been fired already? And the other half is just he'll be gone by midseason. Well, here we are again in mid-November. Virginia tied for the lead, but they seem likely to be without Chandler Morris today. And he was a phenomenal pickup in the transfer portal. That was an under-the-radar transfer portal pickup. He has transformed that offense. Then you have Duke, who spent a boatload of cash for Darian Mensah, the Tulane transfer quarterback, and he hasn't really lived up to what he's making. But Manny Diaz is a really good coach. But, again, Duke is tied for the lead in the ACC. They lost last week to UConn in football. And that's not a positive for the ACC. Our champion lost to UConn in football. So which is a distinct possibility.
And of course, I want to remind everybody, Notre Dame does not count against Pitt in the ACC standings. That's why Narduzzi said what he did, although I don't think I would have said that it doesn't matter.
It was obviously being sarcastic,
right,
but
yeah.
It's still. I'll say this though: every other school in the ACC, even if they hate Pitt, they're pulling like heck for Pitt in about 30 minutes. So because they, and frankly, every school in the country with a playoff chance will be pulling for Pitt because a 3-loss Notre Dame team ain't getting into the playoffs.
Right. Yeah. And and then looking down the road, well, he's right about one thing. They've got Georgia Tech and Miami left, and that's where they're going to determine what their future is going to be in the ACC. Pitt, those two games, down the road. So, as you look around, what are you hearing about Penn State as far as the coaching situation?
Florida, LSU, Penn State, obviously 3 primo jobs open. The LSU situation, it has been a circus from the moment they fired Brian Kelly. They have a lot of money to spend. They're in a great recruiting base. But the circus atmosphere, you hear that, yes, there might be 1 or 2 coaches who shy away from that. The idea that the governor is involved is off-putting.
All of a sudden it turned political.
Yeah, in this day and age, that's not a good thing. Florida evidently is centered in on Lane Kiffin, which is interesting because Florida plays Ole Miss today, and Penn State. They've been playing this close to the vest. The idea that I'll be honest, I get the connection with Patrick Kraft and Matt Rule, but if you fired James Franklin for not winning big games, why in the world would you have gone and hired Matt Rule?
Yeah.
There's good coaches out there. The key is obviously finding them. Will Stein, the Oregon offensive coordinator, is a hot commodity. He's been, not for the Penn State job, but he's been mentioned for some other stuff. 6 years ago, 2019, he was a high school offensive coordinator in Texas. So there's good coaches everywhere. Bob Chesney, I think, is a phenomenal coach at James Madison. I don't know, though, if you could sell Bob Chesney to the Penn State fan base, though you might, will he be as bad as James Franklin in big games? I don't know if that's possible. So, but yeah, the Penn State situation, I think everybody's heard the same names, and I think that's, I got nothing outside the box, so to speak, on that one. I'm intrigued to see which school pulls the trigger first on its next hire. I'm pretty sure it will not be LSU. And Florida, because it wants Kiffin, Kiffin's Ole Miss going to make the playoff. And if you're Penn State looking for a coach who can make the playoff, how long do you want to wait?
Do you think Kiffin will leave Ole Miss, or is there a possibility he might stay put?
I guess there's always a possibility, but, and let's use Indiana as an example. Curt Cignetti, I think, is a phenomenal coach. If Curt Cignetti truly wants to win a national title, you do not stay at Indiana. Mm-hmm. Penn State had that game won last week, and the reason they almost had that game
I still can't get over that catch the kid made. That was unbelievable.
That catch was phenomenal. But Penn State's defensive line depth, this is a bad Penn State team, yet they have more defensive line depth than Indiana. It's simply easier to recruit to Penn State than it is to Indiana. It's simply easier to recruit to Florida or LSU than Ole Miss. And, you know, forget what they're doing this year. Indiana's got a great team program, though. This is Indiana, in its history, has been a football dog. So, you know, yes, the NIL era changes things, but let's get serious. If you're a quarterback, you're offered $2 million to play at Indiana in Bloomington, or if you're offered $2 million to play at Athens and play for UGA, you ain't going to Indiana.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Cignetti deserves credit, but just like Kiffin, Ole Miss is relevant for the first time, frankly, since the pre-integration days. And I think
since a guy named Johnny Vaught was coaching them. Yeah.
Right, and that's how long ago it was, pre-integration days. And, you know, he's mentioned for the LSU job. LSU owns the state in recruiting. Florida is a vastly better recruiting base than Mississippi. I think Kiffin will be the highest paid coach in the country next year, but it won't be at Ole Miss.
So we touched on the local schools before I let you go. We talked about Pitt and what Narduzzi's done there. We talked about what's going on at Penn State. All of a sudden, as bad as things were in Morgantown, he's got that team, Rich Rodriguez does, playing hard, and they beat Houston, and they've done some other things. That's one thing I like about that team, even though they don't have some of the talent that other teams do. His team comes to play every week, and there's something to be said for that. And I still think, I was talking to somebody the other day, they want to get rid of him. No. Give him a chance. Let him coach. Yeah.
Houston had a chance. They were legitimately in the Big Ten title race, and West Virginia beat them in Houston.
Yeah.
So, and you're right. This is not a talented West Virginia team. I don't think anybody. I think someone told me that they have no rusher more than 350. And Rich Rodriguez likes, you know, he likes running backs who run for a lot of yards.
Well, they lost a great one with the injury early in there. That kid was pretty good, White, you know.
They don't have anybody with more than 350 yards rushing. It's sort of it's a patchwork offense. They've done some okay things defensively. The passing attack is not good at all. But yeah, I think, you know, you can't. Yes, it is easy to flip a roster in one season, but I think that your point is well made about they won a big game last week. It was a big game for the other team, but West Virginia went in and beat them and upset them. So that has to give West Virginia some hope. You know, I'm generally not a big fan of repeat situations. You know, UCF did the same thing with Scott Frost. Rich Rodriguez, I think, has a better chance of succeeding than Scott Frost. But, yeah, I think next year will be a better referendum on what Rich Rod can do in his second go-round in Morgantown.
Right. Well, listen, it's always great catching up with you. I'm looking forward to getting home in front of the TV set and watching Pitt Notre Dame and some of the other games today, and it's always great catching up with you. Thanks for the time again, Mike. I
always enjoy it. Thanks, sir.
You take care. Bye-bye. Mike Huguenin with some great college football talk. We'll get to the T.J. Watt interview right after this.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Twisted Tines Outdoors in Connellsville. Thank you for voting them Best Nonprofit Organization in the 2025 Best in Fayette contest. Twisted Tines is dedicated to harnessing the power of outdoor exploration to make a positive impact on the lives of children, to provide them opportunities to learn about and experience the wonders of nature through fishing, hunting, and more. Twisted Tines offers activities that teach children outdoor skills and foster a deep appreciation for the environment and wildlife, connecting kids with nature to develop knowledge, confidence, and a sense of stewardship for their world. For information on activities, programs, and upcoming events, to refer a child or to make a donation, follow Twisted Tines on Facebook or online at twistedtines.org. And thanks again for voting Twisted Tines Outdoors Best Nonprofit Organization in this year's Best in Fayette contest.
Yeah, they're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home Warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Home Warehouse thanks you for once again voting them the best in Fayette for home improvements and windows. And they know how to make your house a happy home. Save on energy costs, keep out drafts, and update your home with beautiful new windows, doors, and storm doors from Home Warehouse. Your one-stop shop for your exterior building needs. Roofing, shingles, metal, and commercial rubber roofing. Shutters, siding, soffit and fascia, railing, as well as flooring. Home and gun safes, wood pellets, and dog food too. So for selection, great prices, and hometown service, see Sandy and Donnie at Home Warehouse, Connellsville Street in Uniontown, wishing you a happy holiday season. Shop Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, Saturday, 8 to noon, closed Sunday and holidays.
Home Warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
It's a new day at WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, and we're bringing a new level of quality health care to our community. From primary care to specialty services, our team has always put patients first. And now, thanks to our merger with WVU Medicine, our commitment to patient-centered care has grown even stronger. With new resources, a growing staff, and advanced technology, our team is here to provide you with top-quality care when it matters most. Discover the new Uniontown Hospital and see how we've grown.
Casey's Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown and owned by the Vernon family, wants you to know they have new hours. Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come on into Casey's and check out their new menu ideas and entrees. They can also cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126. Casey's, the best in Fayette County.
Hi, this is Pat Narduzzi from the University of Pittsburgh, and you're listening to The Sports Line with George Von Benko on WMBS.
Coach Narduzzi and his Panthers, big game coming up. We'll have Pitt Notre Dame right at the top of the hour, but I wanted to get to our final Steeler interview today. I caught up with TJ Watt yesterday after practice talking about Steelers-Bengals. Let's listen to that as the last part of this hour before we go to Pitt Notre Dame.
TJ, tough trip to the coast. It was a little disjointed in some areas, and I know it wasn't the outcome you wanted, but you want to get back on track as quickly as you can, and it's even more important, a division game.
Yeah, it is. It's important for the next one, but there is a divisional component to this as well, and obviously we weren't happy with the outing we had against these guys last time, so excited to get another opportunity at them here at Acrisure.
When you looked at the film from the last time, obviously there was some takeaways. Flacco had a great game. The receivers did some things. You mentioned you're anxious for another crack at it.
Yeah, really anxious for another crack at it. I think they ran the ball effectively. They had some splash plays down the field, and we didn't have enough splash as a defense, so I'm excited to get another opportunity.
You mentioned they ran the ball effectively. That was the biggest surprise I had from the last game, because coming into that game, their running game really hadn't been doing very much, but they broke off a couple of big plays in that game, and I think that dictated a lot of things that happened after that.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's no secret these guys love to get the ball to their big time receivers, and I think sometimes you can kind of think that they're going to throw every time because they want to get them involved, and you forget about the run. Not to say we forgot about the run, but it's a matter of playing the run gives you the opportunity to play the pass, and I think that is something that we're definitely going to be better at this game.
Flacco is a veteran. He just is coming off another big game. He had a big game against you guys. He has performed well for them. I mean, they picked him up from Cleveland, and he's given them a shot in the arm with Burrow out there. But what is it about him that makes him so effective in your opinion?
I mean, anytime a quarterback is, and he's 40 years old, he's played 20 years in the NFL, he's seen it all, and still has a very lively arm, understands how to read defenses extremely well, uses his weapons, knows when to throw hot, all the things that you look for in a quarterback, he has. So it's definitely going to be a challenge for us to go up against him again, but I think we're up for it.
Well, that's the question that leads me to what can you do as a defense to try and disrupt a guy like that who sees everything, knows everything? I mean, is it a matter of pressure or picking your spots against him? What is it that you can do to try and disrupt him, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's mixing things up, honestly, and you guys are going to see that come Sunday, what our plan is, and I feel really comfortable with what the coaches have drawn up, and we've had a great week of prep.
Looking at what has happened, the big picture, and I know you look at one game at a time, but there was a time just a few weeks back when everybody was telling me on my talk show, Pittsburgh's got the division, they're wrapped up and everything. It doesn't work that way sometimes in the NFL. Things can change quickly, can't they?
Absolutely. That's why you just got to take it one game at a time and let the chips fall where they may.
Baltimore all of a sudden has gotten healthy, but you told me a long time ago, even when they were having problems, some point along the line, you were going to have to contend with them again anyway.
At the end of the day, it's about us and what we do.
Yeah. So did you think you had a good week of practice this week? And health-wise, I guess you guys are in about as good a shape as you can be this time of year, I think.
Yeah, I feel really good about the prep. I feel really good about the game plan. It's all about executing on Sunday.
TJ, as always, best of luck. Go get him.
Thank you.
TJ Watt, my conversation with him. And that puts a capper on this edition of the Sportsline. Sportsline brought to you by Tom Vernon and the KC Sports Cafe right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville. By Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9, Sunday from 12 to 5. Phone 724-439-2150. George Von Benko bidding you and yours a very pleasant good afternoon. Stop by and see me. Steeler watch party tomorrow, 12:30 at the Locker Room Bar at Pleasant Valley Golf Club. Right now, we are going to join the Pitt Radio Network for Pitt Notre Dame on 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS, Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
How many would he pass it along to?
Yeah, well, that was going through the Steelers' locker room. If it is indeed the flu, it's awfully contagious, and obviously this is an important November for the Panthers in the thick of an ACC championship race. Only notable injury for Notre Dame, Greathouse, the receiver, Jaden Greathouse, will not play today.
Opening kickoff next, Pitt and the Irish. You're listening to Pitt Football on the Pitt